So I got this thing. It's a 3D camera. It's got like the both sides.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think of cool shit to do with it. And I figured show Mike Rhyner at the top of the Mercantile some cool shit.
That'd be some pretty cool shit. We'll make some shit happen. I'll do a little narration for you.
My friend Ross, he knows the way. How's it going?
Oh yeah. Greetings.
Was there like a second elevator or something?
To the penthouses, yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going by memory here. Let's do it. Yeah, this is rough. Cool. So this would be the one with the alarm that goes off. It's super loud. But this is it. That's it.
That's it.
Wow. If you want, we can try to go up top.
You ever think you'd see it from here?
Never did. Kind of a thrill.
Do you have any reason for mentioning it beyond felt like the right thing to do?
Just in general?
Yeah. Just in the top of the show every day.
Yeah, it's one of the landmarks of our Fairburg, and back in the day, there was a time when this was the tallest building in downtown Dallas. And it remained so for a long time until the Republic over there came along. And then later on, I think it's obscured, but back over here is the other side of this. Here's the Suffolk Tower, which came along and was taller than both of them. But when they designed this, it was the tallest building in downtown Dallas, and they wanted to make sure that people coming into our Fairburg could easily tell what time it was. Hence, clocks on every side. This is looking west. That's west, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, we'll call it west.
It's a very practical concern.
It is an extremely practical concern, especially when you consider that, I guess, automobile technology at the time had not quite figured out how to work in clocks with what they were doing. I think it was going up when I arrived on the scene, but clearly, as I matriculated out there in far southeast Oak Cliff, I couldn't be terribly concerned with any of that.
What like were you real taken by it when you were a kid and you got to go downtown? What were the occasions to come downtown?
Well, my first recall of downtown Dallas was, as I say, where I was born was not terribly far away from here, over in that part of the world. It was right where Oak Cliff bumped up against sunny South Dallas, which before long would be no place you wanted to be, because even then, Dallas was deathly afraid of the encroachment of the black man. And that was headed east to west at that time. But I remember when I was a little kid, out in our backyard, it faced this way, it faced north. And my dad would take me out by the fence and pick me up and let me see downtown Dallas. I don't know why he had to pick me up, because I could see pretty much everything standing that I could from that elevated position. But
He just wanted to be involved somehow.
yeah, he just wanted to be involved somehow. And I guess it made him feel like he was actually a good dad.
You were looking for a little more than just picking you up.
Well, hoping, but you know, he
Didn't
tried.
happen that way.
He tried. He did the best he could. Later on, my dad worked downtown. Let's see, he worked over in the employer's insurance building, which is like over that way at Wood and Akron, not terribly far from here. It still stands today. I think it's obscured by AT&T, as most things are these days. But yeah, he worked there. And if I didn't have school or something like that, during the Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays, I would come downtown with him. And I did this till I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. I loved it. I'd ride down here with him, and he would turn me loose, give me a couple quarters, and turn me loose on the mean streets of downtown Dallas. I would just roam until I was ready to go home, and when that came about, I would ride the bus back out to what was then farther southwest of which we had matriculated to by then. Yeah, I would come down here and roam around the mean streets of downtown over by where I now reside, and it was a lot of fun, a lot different than it is now.
What kind of shit would you do? Did
Well,
they have like arcades or something like that? Or I guess that was a way different time. I'm thinking of the 80s.
well, they did, as a matter of fact. They did have arcades, but the arcades were in the back of newsstands. There were a couple of pretty good newsstands. There was Newsland, which was over this way, and then down here on Commerce, they had the Commerce Street newsstand. And those were extremely, extremely useful, because there I would find baseball publications that I'd never heard of before.
Hell yeah.
For the first time, I would see newspapers from foreign ports, and it was there that I first became kind of infatuated or curious about the New York newspaper scene. Because, you know, here we had two newspapers, the Dallas Morning News and the Dallas Times Herald. And up there, it seemed like they probably had about 8 or 9. And a lot of them looked way, way different from the New York, the Times Herald or the Dallas Morning News. And I would later learn that those were tabloids, meaning which still exist today, such as the New York Daily News. I would also go to, there were a couple of really good music stores down here. One was the Melody Shop, which was on Commerce, not far from the Commerce Street newsstand. And they sold all kinds of instruments from all kinds of manufacturers. The other was McCord, up on Elm Street, right across from what is now, what was indeed then the Majestic. And McCord was the place you wanted to go if you wanted anything Fender. They were pretty much the noted Fender outlet in this entire region, well, not just here, in the entire region.
Like Fort Worth musicians that want to buy Fenders, they
Yeah,
go down.
yeah. I mean, there would be people from out of town come here to get Fender gear. If you needed
Yeah.
a Telecaster or a Strat, or maybe wanted a nice Fender twin reverb, or if you really wanted to rock and roll, a Fender dual shoulder.
Brand new models all those
Oh
at that
yeah,
point.
brand new models. They were top of the line. And they also had a lot of Rogers drums, which I was equally infatuated with, and would later own a set of Rogers drums, which I still have.
What age did you start drumming?
That was probably about 15, 16.
And you still have your first set?
Yeah.
Wow, where's it at?
I think I'm about to sell it.
Oh no.
It's a real collector's item, I found out.
Come on, man. It's yours. have a favorite building that has since been knocked down? Of all the shit we've cleared out, what was the good shit?
God, I'd have to think about that, but there is bound to have been, I mean, if I got to thinking about it, I could probably come up with a list of 5 or 10. One that was knocked down well before that became the thing to do, so you could put up something like that, or that, was down the way from the Adolphus, which is right there. There was the Baker Hotel, right down the street.
I think that's AT&T, right? The Whitaker Tower, I believe, is on the footprint.
The Baker Hotel?
Yeah.
Well, the Baker Hotel was quite a place. And on Texas OU night every year, it's one of those places where guys would puke from the 14th floor window down on the street below and stuff like that. I mean, look at the Adolphus over there.
Oh, yeah.
It still stands. It's a great building.
Love it.
I love the Adolphus too. In fact, all of these down here. There's the Davis building over there with that dome thing on the top, or the Gladstone, as it's known now. It's taken over by Jewel and now it's upscale residences. There's the Kirby building there. It looks like it's got a chess game underway on the top of it. And right down below us, you really can't
I didn't
see
know it had a pool.
Yeah. And
That's cool.
right down below us, got the greatness of the Wilson building, and on it goes. There are still a few of them down here, and I don't think any of those are going to be going away anytime soon, because those are all now very well established and quite profitable residences.
Yeah. Crazy to imagine that there used to just be fucking windows here.
Oh, yeah, that's the hatch right there to the roof.